Alright guys, Connor here, so welcome to this video. So yeah, congratulations to Jagex on reaching 200 million players on Runescape, which is a massive achievement. Then again, about 3/4 of them are probably bots anyway, but still, it's still quite a big achievement for any game really, especially one that's been running for 10 years, because a lot of people get bored of the game then move on, which a few people have, but a lot of people, like veterans, have been here for quite a long time and stuck to the game, so Jagex must be doing something right in that aspect. So yeah, I'm going to just quickly scroll through the timeline of RuneScape. I don't want to bore you guys going through like a half-an-hour video explaining all the shitty updates that Jagex have brought out, because I know there's other videos on the timeline of RuneScape. Another thing was that came with the 200 million players was the sort of event in Barbarian Village where you get to kill like this demon, which I don't give a shit about. I've seen other video makers just brought a video out like Runescape and stuff, which it's not that good. All you do is get a bow and just hit like a million on a demon. You don't even get XP for it, it's just random really. So I'm not going to waste my time and just doing in-game footage on that, guys, so I just thought I'd show this timeline, since I might as well do it because it's only a one-off thing and it won't be happening again. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly scan through it and tell you like what relevance that has to me and if I like the update and stuff. So let's start off with 2001 when RuneScape Classic came out. That was a cool moment, I guess. But remember guys, don't expect to know all the updates because I didn't start playing till around the 2004 mark. So yeah, RuneScape Classic came out. Unfortunately, I wasn't here to play RuneScape Classic. I haven't played the RuneScape Classic before. But looking at it from like YouTube and stuff, I don't really care because it doesn't look that good anyway. So yeah, magic was brought in first, along with the already default skills. Magic was first, then crafting, then prayer, and then fishing. And then obviously party hats were introduced then. Now, this time party hats weren't that much than they are today, because obviously they've become more rare as the game goes on. A lot of people have out to them and stuff. So yeah, they weren't as much back then compared to now. This scroll bar is messed up, so sorry about this. But on to 2002, Jagex released pay-to-play areas of RuneScape, which pretty much expanded RuneScape by like 3 times or something. So this obviously is a massive update, and it was for pay-to-play players. So previous to this it was all free, but now it's coming to like a members sort of area. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Then Herblore came out, then Fleshing, then Thieving, then the new Gnome Adventure, which I don't know what that is, guys. Then obviously the first boss that came out was the King Black Dragon, which was back then obviously really hard to kill because of the weapons and stuff and the armor. Not that many people had the sort of tactics or the knowledge to know how to kill bosses. The tutorial island was brought out because previous to this there wasn't a tutorial island. You just go into the actual main game, and now the tutorial island is changed quite a lot today since it was back then. I prefer the old one really, because like sort of the old feeling, the nostalgia of it. They're just cooking bread and stuff. Sounds really sad, but whatever. And then 1 million players was achieved in 2002. So that's quite a lot of people in sort of like a year span to have 1 million players already. And Agility came out, then Santa Hearts came out. I'm not sure how much these cost at that time. I'm guessing they cost quite a lot. Then on to 2003, pets were introduced, which no one gives a shit about. 50th Adventure, I don't know what that is. Forums were released, which benefited a lot of people because people wanted to go in, like sort of meet up with people, sell items, buy items, go in clans to fight bosses. And then the RuneScape 2 beta came out, which obviously was a massive change because it sort of went from 2D to 3D. So that was a massive change, but then again that was only the beta. the people had to get used to that, as we're getting used to the actual combat beta right now. So in 2004, the RuneScape 2 came out after the beta, obviously, which obviously made a massive dimension to the game itself. And then rune crafting came out, then the treasure trails like clues and stuff, Bob the Cat, that bastard, and then Fight Queen, which is another boss that came out, a classic boss obviously, which dropped the D chain, sorry, and back then that cost quite a lot and it was quite rare. It still is now, but it's sort of the value of it was much higher back then. The Monkey Madness quest came out, which was probably one of the hardest quests at the time, and that quest took me about 4 hours to do, and if I hadn't followed the guide it would took me much longer than that. And then on to 2005, Slayer came out. Now Slayer is probably my favourite skill actually, because I'm more of a sort of PVM sort of person compared to PvP or skilling. I prefer that sort of the killing aspect of the game more than the skilling side. So obviously, if Slayer wasn't incorporated into the game, I'm sure there wouldn't be as much people as there is today. So yeah, thank you Jagex for Slayer. Behind the scenes was introduced in 2005, where basically it's like it is now on the homepage. Just before the new month started, they'd show what would be coming out that month. The new Cave Goblin Adventure, which I don't know what that is, and Farming Skill came out. And what happened was they actually released a news post saying farming would be coming out in the behind the scenes. So people, like masses of people, would go to the master farmer, just pickpocket him because no one knew what the best seeds was. So they tried to get sort of a variety as much as they could. No one took the post bag from the hedge, which I don't know what that is. I think it's sort of like a random event or something, I'm not sure. Jad came out after that, which is probably one of the hardest bosses in the game, and this time it was the hardest boss. And you get a fire cape obviously if you killed him, which was at the time the best cape for strength and stuff. On to 2006. I think I started in 2005, time 2004. The 100th Adventure, I don't know what that is. Then Construction was released, then Hunter. The fuck is this? Oh yeah, on to 2007. Not really many updates 2006, but in 2007 new Penguin Adventure came out, which I think is the Penguin Point system, I'm not sure. The task system came out, which I don't care about whatsoever. The only benefit really is getting the RD Cloak free, which gives you like the best stab bonus in the game. And then God Wars came out, so God Wars was probably the fuck off Shane. Like just joking. But anyways, God Wars came out in 2007, which probably was one of the biggest updates in RuneScape history, because 4 bosses came out at one time, and so this became like the best money making method, even though at the time you could only use a whip, there wasn't any rapiers, so it was a lot harder to kill. And then if you got like a tacit drop, that would be about 30 mil, because the first time it came out the drops were much higher than they are now. I think tacit's about 11 mil now, and these to be about 30 mil back then. Then Friends Chat came out, which was a cool addition to the game actually. I mean, I really enjoyed the Friends Chat for like trying to get an obelisk for triple charms and stuff, so that helps out quite a lot, even though it isn't like a massive update. The Guinness World Record for RuneScape, I'm not sure what the actual record was. I'm pretty sure there should be a picture in each one of these, but they haven't loaded up yet, but whatever. Loot Share came out for PVM stuff, I think that's for PVM. where basically if you got a drop, then the loot would be shared. If you was in the loot share mode, it would be shared between the people who are in the actual mode itself. And then the Grand Exchange came out, which probably was one of the biggest updates, along with God was one of the biggest updates of the game, because people used to just stand outside like Falador, or stand inside like a Varrock bank. I think it was the West Bank in Varrock in like Worlds 1 and 2, and just spam what they was selling. It would take forever to sell stuff because there wasn't a proper system in place to sell stuff very effectively. And so I really enjoy this update. I mean, looking back on it now, I do miss those days of just standing around and just selling stuff. But then again, it makes it much easier if you want to buy something for a Slayer task or something, or like something for Frost Dragons, just quickly off like a quest, and you don't have to stand around all day trying to buy it. And then the PvP was removed. A lot of people quit because of this, and a lot of people were quite angered because basically before the PvP was removed, what happened was if you killed someone in PvP or in the wilderness, then you'd get what they was wearing. So if say that if they were wearing a whip full rune, you'd get their whip and full rune, unless they were protecting an item, in which case they would probably protect the whip. But after this, after PvP was removed, the EP potential was put in, and so what would happen is EP would go up 25% per 30 minutes, and the higher your EP is, the more chance of getting a good loot. So let's say it's 100. What the drop was statues, and the highest statue cost 5 mil. You could sell it to this guy in Edgeville, I think it is, like 5 mil, but it was quite rare to get, and a lot of people was upset with the loots they were getting because they were totally random. I prefer the old PvP system, not the EP one, obviously. So 2008, RuneScape HD was brought in. Now this is a massive sort of graphic update to the game, because before this, I know RuneScape was criticised for its pretty shit graphics, but then again, I do miss them days of having the graphics being quite bad, because that was what made RuneScape for me. The graphics, I miss the old days, but a lot of people do. But the game's got to move on. Obviously, the better computer you have, the better chance of actually not lagging during high settings. So I don't really have high settings on because I've got a laptop and it's not the best running RuneScape in high quality. So that's that. And then Betrayal at Faldo, I'm not sure what that is. Distraction and diversion, stuff like Troll Invasion, Penguin Points and stuff. Corporal Beast, drop sigils, obviously. You should know this by now, guys. If you don't play RuneScape, then I'm not really sure why you're watching this video, but anyway, this boss drops sigils, 4 sigils: the Arcane, Spectral, Divine and Elysian, and the Divine cost the most, and I think it's now about 800 mil, and it peaked around 1.5 bill, and that's what the highest price was when it was at that time. So yeah, I think Jack got 3 sigils. I think he got a Divine and Alien and Spectral. So yeah, he was quite lucky. And then the first Grandmaster adventure came out, which is basically the first Grandmaster quest, I should say. Well, basically previous to this, the quest weren't that long and weren't that hard. So by putting a Grandmaster quest in, this quest would be, I'm not really sure what the actual quest was, but it made the quest a lot longer and a lot harder. And obviously the benefits and the rewards were much better at the end. 2010, I skipped a year. Yeah, I did, yeah. 2009 Clan Cup. Don't know what that is, can't remember. I don't know what that is either. Don't know what that is. Name change, obviously what it says there. If you remember, you could change your name, which wasn't really a massive update, but my original name was Connor Space OH5. But I changed it a couple of times, simply because I was just bored, really. And now it's obviously SD Space Connor. Golden Joystick Awards, I think that is, I'm not sure. 2010. Oh yes, the scroll bar's working now. Yeah, it's this here. 2010, the bonus XP weekend was introduced, where every 6 months you'd get bonus XP over at the weekend, and so the multiplier was 2.7, and every 30 minutes it'd go down by 2.5, not 2.5, 0.5, sorry, every 30 minutes. And so the actual first Runescape weekend, which was in 2010 obviously, summoning was to the full extent, which was 2.7 times multiplier, and so a lot of people took a massive advantage of this, and a lot of people got 99 over that weekend. And so Jagex thought it was quite sort of unfair, and it wasn't supposed to be that easy to get 99 summoning, because it was supposed to be like a sort of a long thing to do, because you obviously have to collect the charms and then make them into pouches and stuff. So on to signature heroes, which I don't know what that is. Dungeoneering. Personally, I hate dungeoneering. Even though I'm 86, I just did it for the frost rounds and the chaotic weapon. Really, I don't really care about it. I know a lot of people say it's fun, but it's really not for me. And it don't really matter if I'm with my friends anyway, because it just doesn't make it fun. I just don't like the minigame at all. Well, it is a skill, but to me it's a minigame. Runefest, the first ever Runefest in 2010. This had nothing to do with in-game, it was actually in real life, where Jagex, the actual company, based down in Cambridge I think, organised an event where the RuneScapers would meet up in real life and play RuneScape over the weekend and do random shit which I don't care about. If I had the chance to go, would I go? Yes, but I wouldn't tell anyone because they'd get a massive jip for it. But anyway, on to Romeo and Juliet Leave Gilnor. I don't know what that is. Another golden joystick reward thing. Then another Guinness World Record for RuneScape. On to 2011, 10 years of RuneScape, because it started in 2001 obviously. So this was quite a massive achievement, because it was not known for a game to last that long, with sort of the consistent amount of players playing every day. I'm not really sure another game that's sort of reached that level. But yeah, on to the next one, which is Next, which is a part of the God Wars dungeon now. It was the 5th boss, which was added in 2011. The 4 bosses was introduced in 2007, but now that Next was introduced, this is the hardest boss at Bandos, and you can't. I think someone soloed it before. I think it's Wooks. I think a couple of people soloed it, but it is really hard to solo it and even duo it actually. So there's a lot of teams go, and pretty much the requirement is to have a chaotic crossbow, which you pretty much have to have. So it is quite hard of actually getting the requirements to go to Next. Trade restrictions were lifted. I'm pretty sure that means that free trade was put back in, which is great, because I hated the trade limit. Onto the clan citadels, which I don't care about because I'm not in a clan whatsoever, and to be honest, it has faded out over the last year or so. No one really cares about it anymore. Runic Sagas, I can't remember what that was. I think it's like a series of quests. The Ritual Mars route, which was a quest, I think, and it gave you the Soul Wars Keep at the end, which is one of the best prayer bonuses in the game. On to 2012, the current year, Troll Warzone, I'm not sure what that is. New RuneScape trailer, and a lot of people have been sort of angry about the new trailer, because on it it's more animated than the actual real game itself, and a lot of people have been misled into playing RuneScape, and it's not what they thought it was going to be like. Which, you know, it's understandable for Jagex to do that, because obviously they want to lure like new players into the game, but then again it's nothing like that whatsoever. Queen Black Dragon, obviously going to be accompanying the King Black Dragon. A lot of people were excited for it. I wasn't really, personally, because the only good thing it drops is really the I can't remember what it's like, Royal Pass or something. And you can't really make massive money making off it. It's not really a massive money maker today. So along with that, the Dragon Kite Shield was brought into the game, which pretty much completes the set of Dragon. Then Diamond Jubilee, which is basically about the Queen and stuff in England, which, as an English person, I don't care. I really don't. So I don't really know why they have to incorporate that into RuneScape. I know Jagex are an English company and they're based in England, but the Queen has nothing to do with RuneScape. Anyway, onto the Crucible, which is basically like PvP, but you lose all your items if you die. There's no protect item, and so you can bring summoning familiars in as well. So that's that. And then the last update up to now, obviously, is the combat beta. I haven't played the actual beta in quite a while, but I think the actual combat evolution stuff does actually come into action into the real game in like September, which is obviously going to change the melee the combat triangle aspect quite a lot, like one of the biggest game changes in RuneScape. So a lot of people quit because of this. Don't want it to change, but you know, I don't know. I like it personally, but I'm gonna miss the old stuff. Let's see what time we're on here. What time we're on? 20. Fucking hell. I've spoke for quite a long time now, so I'm gonna end it here, guys. There's nothing really much more to say, except congratulations to Jagex on reaching 200 million plays since launch, which is about 3/4 of bots, but fair play. Most of my childhood was playing RuneScape, so thank you for that. I will continue to play, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I'm sorry if I talk really fast or I've mumbled a bit, because it's quite late at night and I'm quite tired. And yeah, I want to get this video out and not make it too long, which it probably is, but oh well. So if you guys have enjoyed, please leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.